Welcome back to another episode of Outdoor Chef Life. I'm Taku, and today we're just picking up where we left off last time. So if you guys haven't seen the last two episodes where I went spearfishing off of a yacht and managed to spear a white sea bass, make sure to go check those out first. This portion of the video is going to be the filleting portion, and I want to talk to you also about how we transported the fish from Southern California to the Bay Area. So the first thing to note is that I drove down, and it's about a 6 or 7 hour drive, and so I had plenty of space in the car as well. And this is how I packaged it for the drive. So I have here a large styrofoam box. Dwight actually gave me this one. I had another one that was a bit narrower, like maybe half the width. But this one worked much better, and the fish completely fits in here. So if you open it up, can see that, and this is how I transport it. I actually took the head off, detached the head so it would fit in the box, and I had to keep it whole for the printing, and I didn't have any time to fillet or anything after the printing, so this is how I did it. And I think this is a great way. I made sure, of course, it's covered with ice, but it's also the fish itself. I completely patted it dry, put some paper towels in the gut cavities, and wrapped it with parchment paper, and then wrapped it with saran wrap, because you want to keep the wetness, the moisture off the fish. So always keep it on ice, obviously. So you can see there's a couple layers of saran wrap, just because it's such a big fish. You need to make sure it's covered. And I have parchment paper on most of it, and you can see there's still some moisture, but it's mostly dry. Also right here you can see the paper towels in there. That kind of absorbs some of that blood. That's a little bit of that blood that's left in there. I love this part of the scales right here. If you look at the right angle, it's just so beautiful. This iridescent blue purple. I'm going to dry age some of this fish, and now we'll talk about dry aging fish a little bit later as well. And yeah, since it's such a big fish, I have a lot I can do with it, and I want to dry age some of it. So I'm going to take off some of the tail end, and maybe some of the belly portions. And I have a friend named David. He has a dry aging fridge, a refrigerator just dedicated for dry aging. And so I'm gonna take it to his house because he has some space in it right now, and we'll throw it in there, and we'll maybe leave it in there for 2 to 4 weeks and see how it turns out. I think I'm gonna cut some of that tail off, and so that's plenty if I just do that, and I'll dry age this entire tail piece. Boom, just cut it right there. First thing I have to do before I do that, I have to scale it still. There's all the scales on it, and I'm gonna show you how we're gonna scale this time. I'm going to use this knife, and we're going to do a technique called tsukibiki, and that's a Japanese scaling technique. I'm using a very sharp knife for this. For dry aging, we're definitely going to need to scale it, because those scales hold moisture underneath it, and it's not going to work. It's not going to dry age it properly if we have these scales on here. And why this scaling technique opposed to just a regular using a scaler? So this is used in mainly sushi and Japanese cooking technique, because it's not as rough on the fish. So fish is delicate. It's a delicate meat, so it can break. Using a knife to scale the fish this way will keep the meat very high quality, and it does make that difference. Just try to snap. There we go. Beautiful tail section. And we're gonna leave that bone in just like that. We're just gonna hang it in that dry aging fridge from the inside the gut cavity and knock out these bones first. And this is like how I would do a halibut, you know? right in the center, right there. Just gonna go in. Just gonna score first. I actually want to go a little left of the, on my left of the center. That's where I shot it. I think I got it off. There you go. There you go. There's a nice, beautiful section. This is the back. This whole thing, we're gonna try to dry age that. I mean, I can even knock these bones out, but I think it'll be all right. One other thing we have from the fish is actually the roe and the liver from the fish as well. If you guys haven't been taking the cheek meat out of your fish, start doing it, because it's one of the most amazing pieces. It's so nice. It's so tender and delicious. It's like a scallop. So I'm at David's place now, David and Gretchen.
Hey.
David's a sushi chef as well, and he has this dry aging refrigerator dedicated, just for dry aging. And he doesn't have anything in there right now. We're gonna put this white sea bass in there that I got. Yeah, I think that's good.
Yeah, pretty strong enough.
Yeah.
All right, looks good to me. So
Sweet.
just gotta make sure that there's no contact. Yeah, so I just gotta like every day, every other day, just gotta wipe it down. Get that pellicle. But good thing you kept the bone and kept the membrane.
Yeah.
And everything, just so that, you know, when the pellicle forms, you don't lose as much meat.
And now I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with the white sea bass roe. So I already actually tested it out, this little recipe that I was thinking of, and it turned out great. I used, it was just a little experiment test run, so I didn't film it, but I'm going to do exactly the same thing. What we're making here is I'm going for like a Mentaiko. If you ever had Mentaiko, it's like cod roe, how they call it, or pollock roe. And it's like got a little spiciness to it, not too much, kind of spicy, sweet, and then you put it over rice, or in one of my favorite cases, you make pasta with it, Mentaiko pasta, and it's really, really delicious. Love it. It's like I don't know, I guess I used to eat it a lot when I was a kid. Yeah, that's you can even buy it in packages, this Mentaiko sauce for pasta. So we're gonna do that today. Let me show you what we're gonna do now. We're gonna do a salt cure, in a very, very heavy salt cure, and we are going to just cover the whole entire roe with salt. And I'm using just kosher salt here, and we're gonna leave that for at least 6 hours. We'll see how it's looking like in about 4 to 6 hours. Oh, and Dwight sent me pictures of the final print. He flattened it out and he added a piece of kelp in there. Oh my gosh, looks so good, and it's exactly the scene. I have this one here. That's the salmon from last year. That one's beautiful too. Love that one. You know what? I have a piece of the liver here, and I'm just gonna toss it in the cast iron with a little bit of ghee, and we'll see how it tastes. Let's season it while it's in there. Just a bit of salt. Alright, cover this up and then back in the fridge. Alright, okay, let's give this a try. Just a little nice sear. Oh, it tastes like something. It tastes like something I know. Not familiar. It's got a nice gentle creaminess. It's really delicious. The flavor is like something that it's on the tip of my tongue. I just can't think of it. What is it? What is it? It tastes so good. Kind of like a soft cheese, like how soft it is. And it breaks apart nicely and slightly creamy. Actually, now I realize what it tastes like. It reminds me of chicken liver. That's why it has a familiar taste. It does have a slight gaminess like that. It's really good. I love chicken liver. So let me show you how my trial sea bass roe came out. It's been marinating in here, and it smells great. So this is the roe that I cut open when I was gutting the fish, so it definitely kind of marinated faster without that membrane around it. And you can see, I can kind of like scrape it off. And look at that. This looks like Mentaiko. And we'll give this a taste as well. That's so good. It's exactly like Mentaiko, man. Like, got a nice little kick. And those little, the individual eggs are really, really tiny. Just like Mentaiko. For such big fish, they have such small individual eggs. Dude, that is so good. That's so good. This would be perfect on rice and on pasta. Well, I'm gonna finish up showing you how to make this particular marinade, and then we'll use this one here that's already done to make Mentaiko pasta later. How's that sound? Well, other than doing maybe one trip a week, I've been busy working on the van. We're really getting things done now. Check it out. We got the sink over here, countertop, and we got something special in here. I'll show you in a second. It's really bright, huh? Let me just close the door a bit here. Oh! What the heck? Came out of nowhere. And yeah, you can see on this side we have the induction cooktop. Perfect, with the butcher block. A nice good sized fridge here. And you can see our couch here. This is like our L couch, and then that's our bed that slides out and then becomes an entire, about a full-size bed. Oh yeah, go ahead, show them the deal.
It's our vent.
And that right there is our composting toilet. So this we're going to be able to pull off. And we have a shower pan right here, and then we've painted all this with a Flex Seal so it's all waterproof. But we're going to drape a curtain over this whole thing anyways and just contain the water within that shower pan. So we have a full bathroom inside a 144 wheelbase Sprinter. Pretty legit. That's original design. I thought of that. Right, pretty legit. I have the USB port right here. I have a couple of them, and these are going to be some light switches and stuff. There'll be 1, 2, 3 shelves, and then one big one down below for tripods and backpacks and anything. So we'll see you guys in a few hours when the sea bass, the roe, is done curing. So I ended up doing about 12 hours in the salt, and that's fine because those egg sacs are huge. The one that I cut open, that was cut open already, that one I only did about 4 hours. So since it's open, a lot more surface area, right? We're hoping within about a month or so we're gonna be up in Alaska taking the van. So that's coming up. That's gonna be exciting. So yeah, I wanted to just let you know that the van is getting there. It's almost done. I'm hoping within a month we'll be done, and then we'll head up to Alaska. That's the goal for the summer anyways. But now let me show you how to make this Mentaiko marinade. Really easy. Only need a few ingredients. And that's gonna be, we're gonna make the marinade first. It's gonna be sake and mirin. We're gonna burn the alcohol off out of the sake. So burn that off. Playing with fire is fun, but be careful. All right, all burned off. Turn it off. I'm gonna add some soy sauce in here. Not too much. 1/4 cup of soy sauce. A little more than half a bottle of momiji, and I'm pretty much gonna add the whole entire bottle here, or the rest of the bottle. And I wouldn't see why, if you couldn't have this stuff, I wouldn't see why it would be wrong to try it with some like sriracha or any other kind of chili paste. So try that out if you don't have it. And I'm also gonna add a little bit of togarashi, which is just chili powder, chili flakes, and just mix that up, let it cool down, and we're gonna marinate the roe in there for at least, it's gonna be at least 2 days because again, the egg sac is so big. I also have a piece of kombu that I'll just toss in there to make sure everything stays down and and touching the marinade at all times. Just throw a paper towel on top. This is gonna take several days. Now I'm actually gonna use the Mentaiko that I made for the trial run. We're gonna use that to make some Mentaiko pasta, and we'll make some sashimi on the side as well with the white sea bass. Let's get to it. All I'm gonna do now is scrape the eggs off. Just gonna put it on the paper towel. So good. I'm gonna take a spoon and just scrape the eggs off. And it should come off just like that. I'm not sure if Jocelyn's actually gonna like this. She doesn't usually like raw fish eggs, so we'll see. Just one lemon, I think, is enough. Then I'm gonna mix this up. Next thing, I'm gonna add some olive oil. A tablespoon. Just boiled some water in this kettle. Add a good amount of salt. As much as the ocean, baby. Which is about 3% salt. We're gonna boil some spaghetti, and once it's cooked nice and al dente, we're gonna add the spaghetti into that sauce, mix it up, add a little bit of that spaghetti water, and we'll plate. Pretty much done. Oh, I also have to cut some I gotta cut some sashimi, and I also have the cheeks that I want to try too. So let's just let's do that too. Pretty simple. We'll just throw some kaiware on there. Can you grab some shiso? Got some shiso here from the garden. White Seabass cheek. We got cheek. And I'll put some shiso on here. Add some nori. This is the chopped nori. So it's already cut up for me. Put a nice amount of that on right on top. Oh yeah, I like extra. There you go. So maybe a little too much presentation wise. There you go, guys. Very easy to make, Mentaiko pasta. And you can buy Mentaiko at the Japanese market too, if you don't, if you haven't caught a white sea bass yourself, Right, we have the cheek on there too. We have some shiso and some nori to top it off. All right, we're gonna try it out. We'll just sprinkle that right on top. I haven't had Mentaiko pasta in so long. No beer, I have to edit. Pretty lemony, huh? Mm-hmm. Yeah, got a good amount of lemon juice. Pretty lemony, but really good. The cheek meat, I'm just gonna go in with my hands. Wow. So soft. So tender. And the sashimi, I put some ponzu, and I also added some sesame oil. Very simple. And white sea bass sashimi. That's the way to go with the white sea bass, I think.
Oh, it's so much softer now.
It's soft, huh? Mm-hmm. Yeah, when you have it super fresh, it's firm.
I don't know why, but it almost has like a coconutty oil taste.
Coconutty oil? I put olive oil. Oh yeah. I will put, for me next time, put less lemon juice. It's a little too lemony, overpowers the roe, the flavor of the roe.
I'm a little surprised that I like it. Because the package one, I didn't like that at all.
Kind of fun with these little tiny eggs in there. Gives us like a little bit of creaminess, and it's just in your mouth. It's just like all these little eggs. It's a nice mouthfeel. Thanks for watching another episode, and thanks to you again for 500,000 subscribers. Amazing, really amazing. And more fun stuff coming in the near future. So look forward to that. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and like the video. See you guys next time. Peace. And if you want to see what happens with that dry aged white sea bass, make sure to subscribe.